So first, if we could just like have you state your full name.
Giles Paul Cagle, senior.
Senior. And what year were you born and where were you born?
In Walker County, Alabama, 11/11/28, 1928, November 11th.
Can we have a description of your location of the service in the war? So where you served in the war?
In the war in Korea. We landed at Incheon on September the 15th of 1951. And from there we went on into Sewell and on up to the Chosen Reservoir. I was there 6 months before I got hit. And we had came back down out of the reservoir and switched the lines over from the east coast to the west coast and started back up. And I got hit 3 days out of Operation Killer up around Wonju, Korea.
So there's Operation Killer. Were there any other battles that you served in?
Oh yeah, it's the Sewell and the Chosen Reservoir, and I forget the other one. It was 3 of them. Well, really the objective was Korea. We didn't have any, we were from hill to hill, and the build-up areas like the Sewell and Yongdong-po, and that was the other one, Yongdong-po.
Okay.
And Kimpo.
And you said so you were shot. So were there any achievements or like honors you received while you were?
Well, yes,
enlisted?
I got Purple Heart, and the letter of commendation was letter V, Valor.
Okay. All right. So, in what branch of the military did you serve?
Marine Corps.
Marine
yes.
Corps.
For 20 years.
Did you enlist or were you drafted?
I enlisted.
Did you choose to go into the Marine Corps, or did you?
Yes, I did.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose the Marine Corps?
Well, I don't know why, because I had 3 brothers in the Second World War. They was all in the Army. They was drafted though, and so I was the only Cagle boy to go in the Marine Corps at that time.
Where did you do your basic training?
At basic training, Paris Island, South Carolina.
In South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember any of your instructors or any memories from your basic training?
Pardon now?
Do you have any memories of your basic training?
Oh yeah, you mean the drill instructors?
Yes, sir.
Well, they all just. We had the first drill instructor was named Pepino, and he was a Finnish guy, and he went to be a resident of American, and he went to Georgia to be sworn in and get his residence. And he wanted to be in New York, but they signed him to South Carolina or Georgia. So he was kind of upset about that. And all the rest of the drill instructors had one name, Dunham. They called him, he called himself, lock him up, William F. William F. Dunham was his name. He was from Mississippi. And it was all true the way they, talked to you and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But profanity's out. Didn't do that. Some of the movies show it that they do that, but they don't do that.
Really?
No.
Just hard training?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was early military life? So you went from your normal life to all of a sudden
I thought I was in a different world.
Really?
Right. From regular life to Marine Corps life. Yeah.
Even in basic training?
That's right. Yeah.
Before you went off?
Yeah.
So what did you say? What day you shipped out? When you shipped off to Korea?
To Korea, let's see. No, it's sometime in September. We went from Camp Lejeune to Camp Pendleton in August, September. That's September the 1st, I believe it was.
Really?
I'm not sure what day it was.
When you got to Korea, like, what were your first impressions when you first got to Korea? What did you think?
Well, getting into Korea was we made the landing, see, beachhead, and hit the. My first impression was just the torn up war area and then fighting. That's all. That was out in the country, like, and then you hit the little cities and areas, and it's all. I mean, it just looked like it's just a war zone all over. See?
Did you ever go into Seoul?
Pardon?
Did you?
Yeah, you went to Seoul.
You did?
Yeah.
What was Seoul like?
Oh, Seoul was all tore up in the areas, and let's see. Anyway, we stayed there, just passed through about 3 days, and went on up north of Seoul.
So did you ever go into North Korean territory?
Oh yeah,
You did?
the 38 parallel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went up 38 parallel. We got the word that it was going to stop at the 38 parallel, but we got the 38 parallel. General McCarthy said it was going to go to. We're going to run them into the Yellow River, but they got on the run, but they was running in one way out in rather, and they was surrounding us all the time, coming back around hills and hollers, coming through the mountains and back and go into the back and cut us off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you were you on the front lines?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you were all up in the
Always,
combat?
yeah.
Always in the combat?
Always combat.
What was that like, being in combat all the time?
Well, it's not fun, I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. Really bad. Those two can tell you right there, too.
You said you were at the Battle of Incheon?
Oh, yeah.
What was that like? What was Incheon like?
Well, it was bad. All I can say. Anyway, we went over the wall. You couldn't, the tide was out, in rather, tide in, and we had to make the wall before the tide went out early that morning. And we breached the wall. It had a rock wall around it. We had to climb a ladder to get up over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And after that was just all hell break loose all the way through. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know how far you went up north above the 38th parallel?
Up to the Jordan Reservoir.
You did?
Yeah.
Up there?
Yeah.
What kind of friendships did you have? Like, did you have a lot of close friends?
Oh
when you were up
yeah.
there?
They all just about passed away though.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, you mean in the Marine Corps?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of good friends.
All the good friends gone.
Since this was like the first integrated war, like between races, what was that like?
Integrated war.
Like with black soldiers and white
Oh.
soldiers and other soldiers of different races.
Well, 1950, Truman passed the word for passed the bill for the be integrated.
Mm-hmm.
So we got along well. We had some black people with us in Korea. Yeah.
How did you stay in touch with like family and friends back home?
By letter, about it.
By letter? You
Yeah.
wrote them a lot?
Yeah.
How was the cold? How was
Yeah.
the weather?
Well, the weather's bad.
Yeah.
35 below, you can't fight a war in 35 below weather. It's snowing and it just was cold.
What were your barracks like? Like where you slept each night?
We didn't have barracks in combat.
You didn't? So you just
Foxhole.
slept in a foxhole the whole time?
Foxhole, yeah.
Gosh. What did you do for like recreation or like stuff out? Like what were you doing when you weren't in combat? Like in a fight?
We didn't have any recreation. In combat,
Mhm.
you don't have any recreation.
What about like outside, like when you weren't in the middle of a battle? Or did y'all just like sit around and pass the time? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Were there any things
No.
y'all did? Y'all just
No.
sat around and hung out?
Right.
Yeah. How was the food? What did y'all? What?
Sea rations, good food.
See, right? Just,
Hey, don't frown over there. Yeah. But see, the Marine Corps had a kitchen unit, but in combat it's pretty hard to set up a kitchen. But we was mostly have to have your sea rations ready to go all the time. Eat and sleep in the foxhole, what sleep you got.
mhm.
We would do in the foxhole, we had two-man foxhole, one would stay awake, the other one would be sleeping.
So y'all would just rotate? You
Rotate,
Just take
yeah.
shifts and stuff?
Right.
When did you come back across the 38th parallel? So when did y'all come back, like through Seoul? Or like when?
I don't recall it, but it's in December. I think it's December. Yes, December 51, I think.
When y'all came back
Mhm.
down across?
Mhm.
So where were you when the war ended? When the war was over?
In the hospital out at Millington. No, wait a minute. No, I was at Quantico, Virginia.
You were. So you're
Mhm.
back.
Back
You're
duty.
back at home. Back back in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get shot?
In the right arm, between the shoulder and the bicep.
Did it go through the bone?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
broken 5 parts.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, and then the lot knocked out a nerve, and they mended the nerve back in the hospital out at Millington, and it's about 90%. Can't do any better than that.
That's what you got back from it.
No, pardon?
That's what you got from
Right.
when they put it.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you come home? So like from Korea, how did they?
Well, from Korea, I went through Japan, the hospitals, to Vallejo, California, and where Vallejo, California hospital, and to Memphis,
Came through Memphis.
Memphis hospital. That's where they operate on me. They wanted to. I was supposed to ship over. What do you mean sign over? 4 years was up, and then they wanted to know if I wanted to stay in or what. If they said, well, if you want to stay in, so you want us to fix your arm. I said, well, go ahead and work on it if you can fix it. And they said, well, said they would, so I got to stay in.
You did. How was it when you came back to the States? Like from being over in Korea, was it like being in a different world, or was it like when you came, or was it just like normal
Well,
life?
it just it was people accepted some. People your relatives don't accept you good, but the other outside people just think, well, it's another party running around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How were you? So you said that your family like understood. Like, how were you received by your family? Was it like really good to see them when you got
Oh
back?
yeah.
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 When you got back, how was adjusting back to like being a civilian from being in the Marine Corps and being a soldier?
It was rough. People just don't understand you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do after the war?
Went to firefighting, fire service.
How long were you How long were you a firefighter?
26 years total.
And was that here
In Shelby County. Yeah.
in Shelby County?
Mhm.
Did you remain in contact with any of your comrades?
Oh,
over in
yeah.
Korea?
Yeah, we had a reunion. I went to one reunion, and then by letters and phone calls, for quite some time.
are you a member of any like veterans organizations?
Yeah, 5 of them.
5 of them.
Purple Heart, VFW, Fleet Reserve, Marine Corps Reserve, Marine Corps. What is it? What is it? What, you have to excuse me.
No, you're fine.
That's right.
What is that Marine Corps?
Marine Corps League.
Marine Corps League. Thank you.
So apart from being a firefighter, was there anything else that you did after you separated from the military, or was being a firefighter was that your job?
Firefighter, the only one.
Just that was the only job. How did your wartime experiences like affect the rest of your life? Like, how did what you saw and everything you experienced there change the way you thought when you got back to the States?
Well, I don't know. That's a hard question to ask. I mean, to answer. You mean for life on your?
Yes, sir.
It was hard to adjust. Yeah.
Are there any like specific stories that you have from your time over in Korea? Anything that like sticks out to you? Anything that you like specifically remember? That like one of those memories that you just have like still?
What now?
Are there any memories that you still have from like Korea?
Oh, yeah.
Like, any specific stories that you want to tell?
Every night, think about what went on the battles and who got hit and died and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all come back.
Do you have any stories of you and your friends?
Pardon?
Do you have any stories of you and your friends ever?
No, not at the present.
Were there any like life lessons that you learned from your military service? Anything that like they taught you that you like carried into your life after?
No, I don't think so.
Has your military service like impacted your feelings about like war and the military in general? Has it given you like a appreciation for it now?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
What's the message you like want to leave for like future generations who will like hear this interview when they think about like the Korean War?
For the future generation, just be yourself and stick up for America and just be gung ho, I say.
We're good. Yeah.
Well, I hope I'm not. I haven't.
That was awesome.
That was
I stumbled around so much and all that. It just